if we're in a simulation, what is base reality? Right? Come on. We're in a sim, we're in a sim, we're in a simulation, I went out of the simulation, Where are you going to go? Are you going to, is it nested simulations, a simulation, game and a game and a game? Russian dolls? What's base reality? We got to know. I don't know. Oh, yes, we do know. Yeah? All right. So, look at it like this. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, just look at it like that. But no, really, come on. Quit fucking around, man. Just be serious. This is serious, man. People are fucking trapped, man, in the Matrix. Prison planet Earth. This place is fucked up, man. Yeah. Well, depends on how you look at it. Yeah. Okay. Quit goofing around. I know. I know. But really, if we're in a simulation, my face got red. My fucking, excuse me a minute. This is fucked up. Orange face? No. Come on. We're fucking around. Make a video. You can leave. You don't have to stick around for this shit. Hey, I'm wasting you. Am I wasting you? I used to get that shit, man. That was a waste of fucking 10 minutes of my life, Rich. It's like, well, fuck you. What are you doing on YouTube anyway? Get a fucking life. Like YouTube isn't a waste of your fucking life. What am I doing so in such a good mood? It's like what? It's like 3:39 a.m. I wake up in a good mood. Come on. I'm over 75 years old. That's not supposed to happen. How did it happen? I figured out what base reality is. That's what. Oh, clever segue. We're back on the subject. Yeah. A simulation simulates something. So, a simulation is like a copy. Yeah? Okay. It's similar. Yeah? To what? Well, if the world around you, is kind of a copy or a simulation, this would give us the idea that base reality would be similar but different. Not necessarily better, but not necessarily worse. So, we're going to look, that's our first clue, right? So base reality would be something like this. Okay, so here's the juice. Okay, we have to ask, what is reality? What is real? Why do you call something real? Why do you look around and say, oh, this is real? You might say it's a sim, but if you were in base reality, how would you fucking know? You have to use your words, right? You have to understand your words and your definitions of words and the concept of the words you use to express your experience of the phenomena we call reality, right? All right. So what is real? In order to go deeper, we look at the idea that how is a reality system or an experience created? How do you perceive? I'm not talking about light waves and photons in the brain and computing what you see out here and it's all in the brain. That's physical universe explanations. We're going spiritual. So the simplicity is in understanding what is real is to look at the idea or the phenomena of being able to imagine. The awakened imagination. Now we're back to Neville Goddard, aren't we? But there's a phenomenon called hyperphantasia and prophantasia. it's like hyper fantasy ability. You can see things hyper realistic in your imagination. Prophantasia is like pro level fantasy mode. So you can imagine it into existence and see it and feel it and touch it. Okay. So how does that differ from reality? Like this, if this is real, how is my fantasy that I can also touch and feel different? Well, my fantasy only I can see. But if others could see my fantasy, my prophantasia imagining, if they could touch it and feel it and see it just like I do, they were tuned into my wavelength, my frequency, my mind, my collective consciousness co-created dream thingy, also known as a belief system territory. It's just an imagining that everybody believes together. That's what the Matrix movie is about. Everybody's dreaming the same dream with a computer assist. It's not real, but everybody thinks it's real because they're all seeing and touching and feeling and experiencing the same thing. Okay? So this imagining, that when you close your eyes, if you have good visuals and the other stuff, you step into your dream world. Now, to understand the simulation and base reality, we have to understand the imagination, the vivid imagination, dreams and lucid dreams, and belief system territories. Does that make sense? Because the base reality, of which this is a sim, is actually a belief system territory, a vivid imagining, a dream that you're dreaming with others without a computer assist. Okay? There's no external programming that you've agreed, no external belief systems that you've agreed to interact or interface with your mind. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So, reality, a base reality, is the belief system territory or the imagining that you experience with other beings. And together, you and the other beings have decided, and it's just a decision, okay? You just decide that this is your local universe. This is my sandbox reality. This is my imagining. This is my dream. But you're a fully vivid daydreamer. And you can daydream, you can just imagine beautiful beach, palm trees, fresh, salty, invigorating air, nice warm sand. And it's got everything you want on your beach, blue skies, fluffy clouds, and you're alive and it feels alive. It's your experience and it's right now. You can call it a lucid dream, you can call it an out-of-body experience, you can call it astral travel, you can call it anything you want, but it's actually made with that part of you that renders your life. It's like the render engine of consciousness. You, the I am that I am, the you that you are, you get to input into the mind, which is the software program or the operating system. You input and the mind will output, or it feeds the render engine. It's like a 3D printer of life. You're the operator. You have to feed in instructions into the software of the 3D printer, the computer, and then the computer feeds the machine, the 3D printer, so the 3D printer will print your object. We have the God 3D printer of worlds aspect of the self. Happens real fast. You think, beautiful beach. That's your input. into the mind, and the output is instant. We printed a 3D realm for you, Rich. So you can walk around and touch it and feel it and experience it. And if it's super hyper realistic, and you can touch and feel things and experience things even more visceral, and you feel more alive than you do in physical reality. I've met people, I've worked with people that can do this. This is not theory. This is what people do, all right? So, with this in mind, why is that different from what we call reality? The reason a person's vivid imagery is not real is because they've decided it isn't. Or it is real because they have decided and agreed that it is. They might be in their vivid daydream, touching and feeling and adventuring in their imaginary world, and other beings, friends, they live down the street or across town, that they know in the material world, in the physical world, in the simulation. They know these people. Okay. But these people can dream the same dream together. I've worked with people that can do this. Okay. So, and they actually have parties. Depends on the group I'm talking about. They will have a hallucinogenic assist or not, and then do it, or if they're more able to do it without any entheogens, they're called, or hallucinogens. You can still do it. So it's their second life, they call it. So the second life is real to the people playing in the sandbox imaginary world, because they can touch it and feel it. If touching this cup is a 10 on a reality level, and it feels this real, Rich, this is a 10. When they touch something in their second life, in their imagination with prophantasia, it can be 11 and 12. I've done it myself. I've been to these realms. They seem more real than this place, but they're just not the material world. So another definition of real or reality is not physical world. In other words, not the simulation. So their experience is not real because it's not this what we're living in right now. So there's different definitions for real and reality. So when we talk about what base reality is, you select your definition. You got to look into it and decide and clear these terms so that you understand for yourself what a base reality would be. Now, if you're into the material world stuff and you're into science and you got to prove it with math and numbers, and you can't, or you won't, or it doesn't work for you to look into the spiritual aspect of it, then that's fine. You're going to have a different definition of real and reality than I do. It will be something else. I'm not even going to look at, it's going to be, well, the Big Bang Theory, and then everything came from subatomic particles or whatever, the unified field, blah, 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 and it goes from there. But when you look at the simplicity of an 8-year-old kid who can vividly imagine and step into their daydream in the back of the class, and they can touch it and feel it and live in it, and it's more real than the physical world, except it's not the physical world. So we give it a different label, daydream. But if you don't have a physical body, the body expires, it's gone, you're still alive. Your vivid imagination or your belief system, territory, manifests around you. It's that aspect of the self that is rendering your reality without a body. And so now we have what's called the between lives areas, okay? And it's going to be what you believe, what you've agreed to, what you've given consent to, the stories, the philosophies, the ideologies, the religions. It's all in your mind, which is your 3D printer software, so to speak. And while living in this world here, the physical material experience, you've gathered beliefs or programs or programming. Now you're thinking and believing all kinds of things, and your afterlife, or when this body expires, this is no longer going to be your reality. The material world is not your reality anymore. You're in another realm. You can call it an astral plane, causal plane, mental plane. You can call it alternate world realities, alternate universes, parallel realms, densities, frequencies. You can call it anything you want. But the experience of it in the now, in the moment, is what is real by that one definition. Well, it's real. I'm here. It's not the material world anymore, is it? So what is it? It's a belief system, territory, which is really an imagining that we all have this ability. It's subconscious, and we don't really realize we're imagining it. Just like a regular dream at night, you go to sleep, you have a dream. You don't realize how you're dreaming it, and you don't even have conscious control of the dream. When you're in it, you don't know you're dreaming. So when we're in this one, we don't have conscious control of it. We don't know we're dreaming. Very similar. So you can look at this simulation or this reality here now and compare it to dreams and imaginings, these vivid imaginings, and start doing your homework and your computational logic so you can understand a new definition or a clearer understanding of the phenomena labeled real and labeled reality. Okay, so it's real because you can touch and feel it. It's your reality because that's what you're calling it. And it's always where you are right now. So I am here right now, material world. So this is my reality. This is real to me. But if I wasn't here, if I was in an out-of-body experience, poof, I'm not imagining this world on that deep level of unconscious imagining like we do a dream world. I'm not creating it around me unconsciously, but I am creating the experience and the realm that I'm in when I'm in my out-of-body experience. I can be in an astral plane, I can be in an alternate world, parallel universe, higher frequency, higher plane, call it anything you want. But in the now, I am here. Touch it? Yeah, yeah. Smell it? Yeah. Yeah. It's real. By your definition or my definition, yeah, it's real. It's not physical, but it is real. So, now, with this understanding of what is real, we can go back to the simulation. If we are in a simulation, what is base reality? Now, the key word is base and reality. So, with an understanding of what reality is, by what we just talked about, base reality would be your home base, your go-to place. So a base reality is your go-to place, your home base, so to speak, of your imagining, what you believe. your belief system territory. You could consider it your afterlife from here. If you go back to that place that you love, that isn't imagining, but you can touch it and feel it and you like it. And that's your home base. Now, here's a trick, and it's a bit of a mind fuck, but if you understand it, it clears up. Okay. If a person drops dead here in the simulation or the matrix, they're going to go into their next realm, and it's going to be real to them. They're going to touch it and feel it, and they're going to be talking to beings. Now, they could still be in the simulation. They're not in their base reality yet. But their beliefs are telling them what's next is their between lives area. Now, the base reality is simply that reality system. Let me put it this way. There's this one theory, or one way to look at it, is like we're jacked into a simulation, like we have headgear and stuff on, or we're laying in a pod or something like that, right? Now, if you were to leave this body, or this body were to expire, and you arrive in a world where you've got headgear on, or you're waking up out of an immersion pod or a simulator pod, right? Or a holodeck. Right? So now you wake up in that world. Some people would call that base reality, but that's a bit of a trap, and it doesn't really solve things if you look at it like that. Unless you look at base reality in this respect. You wake up out of this sim, and you wake up and you get out of a pod or something. You take the headgear off and you go, whoa. And whatever your reality is, that is also a belief system territory. Every simulation is also a belief system territory. This simulation is still in the imagination. So when you're imagining the simulation, and you're imagining it is similar to and simulates a base reality, which is also a belief system territory, and also an imagining done unconsciously. And you can, if you don't like base reality, if you wake up from the sim and it's a creepy world and you want to let me go back in the sim, you can do that. What you're doing is you're shifting consciousness, and you stop creating with your deep mind the base reality, because it's just a belief system territory, or a daydream you consider to be real and base reality. So you can go back into the sim, or you can step it up and go, okay, is there another world, like an out-of-body experience from base reality? So you go out of the sim, you're back in base, and now in base reality you have an out-of-body experience. Now you're in another belief system territory. Is it where you would like to be? Or do you have some programming, belief systems in place that cause you to land in a belief system territory you don't really like? But wherever you are in that afterlife, in base reality's afterlife, it's a belief system territory, and it's based on what you believe. So, with all of this said, to get out of this sim and make sure you don't go into a base reality you don't like, so that you don't go into an afterlife realm that you don't like, and you don't want to get reincarnation bullshit. Okay. You can understand The phenomena of simulation, base reality, afterlives, between lives, and belief system territories, daydreams, vivid visualizations, hyperphantasia, prophantasia, and the imagination and how it manifests reality. Study it all, look it all over, and start understanding that you are a free being, and all you got to do is work on changing your limiting beliefs and have more empowering beliefs, and you'll be fine. You can, doesn't matter what kind of simulation this is, whether you believe it's a sim or not. If you believe it's a sim, it's a sim. It becomes a sim because that's what you agree, and you find others that agree with you, so it's a sim. If you don't believe it's a sim, yeah, it's not a sim. Okay, then it's not a sim. It's not a simulation. If you believe this is a prison planet, it is. If you don't believe it, it isn't. So for some people it is, for some people it isn't. You believe that there might be a reincarnation trap or a setup, and you're worried about entities and stuff, you're imagining the possibility. So that possibility does exist for you. Okay? So just keep studying, keep learning about all these different subjects, and do your release work. You're going to have to learn one way or another to change your limited thinking and believing and change your agreements. So there's belief release work, there's soul contract revocation, there's spotting agreements and revoking or nullifying the agreements, revoking consent. There's different techniques to help you awaken the mind, awaken the imagination, and broaden your understanding and perspective. And ultimately, this is about knowing thyself, because your belief systems are about you. Your imagination that creates belief systems is about you. And if the imagination and the belief systems are such that they're done on automatic, and they create the world around you, and then you believe it is real, you label it real, you consider it real, and you tell yourself a story, and you believe your story that this is real, or you believe the story this is a simulation, or that this is a dream, whatever story you're telling yourself becomes your reality, and it's always about you. So what's to know is yourself. It's called gnosis. It's not the teachings of the Gnostics. Then you're knowing what the teachers knew and shared with you. No. True gnosis is, how did those Gnostics know themselves? And then you start practicing and doing things to know yourself. Right? Right. So that's the tip for the day from the 76-year-old wise guy that's been working it for over 50 years. All right? Okay. I'm not done yet. I might change my fucking mind tomorrow, but this is what I got for you today. Hope you like it. You know why I hope you like it? Because it gives me a dopamine hit and an oxytocin punch. Oh my gosh. And serotonin too. Body chemistry. How I feel, how you feel right now is also dependent on your body chemistry. But it's our beliefs about life that trigger the body chemistry. Yeah. We'll talk more about that later. So it all works together, you know, in this belief system territory called a simulation of a base reality, which is a belief system territory, and a vivid daydream that we don't know we're dreaming, and as is the simulation. But it's all just dreaming. It's all just you and me imagining this place into existence right now. It doesn't matter if it's a sim, base reality, or anything else. It's like we're creating it, and we can pop out of it. We don't have to worry about this loopy-loop reincarnation cycle. No. We can just, done. I'm done here. Bye-bye now. And there are millions upon billions and just infinite number of belief system territories and realms, places you can manifest all by yourself if that's what you want, all by your little lonesome. And you can imagine other people there, and you can be the god of that universe, all by your little self. And you got all these beings that you've imagined, and they're aspects of self, or they're just NPCs, and they're just, AI, your own. You give them artificial intelligence. You're the intelligence. There's artificial. Or you can fractalize yourself, and now you're all these beings running around in the world that you've imagined into existence, and all these beings have all the powers and the memories that you have. So they all know that they are the one, you, right? And you can put not know. So these over here, they don't know that you and them are the same. So now you've got separation. Now they go and do their own thing. And you got variety and contrast and surprises and all that fun stuff, right? Okay. Or, put all that over there. You can go to a belief system territory where there are already a lot of other beings, God beings, pretending to be the character in the belief system territory. So now you got people running around in a realm, a reality system, a universe, alternate reality, a parallel universe, a time track, whatever you want to call them. Boom, and you're with other beings like you. They'll have the same beliefs, the same interests, same curiosities, desires. It's a frequency match. So that's where you'll go. Ta-da. And ultimately, you start realizing that you can channel surf the multiverse. You can shift consciousness. You're here in what we call the material world, then whew, you're in a new place, whew, now you're in another place, you're in an elven village, you're in Middle Earth, you're on a spaceship, you're on Mars. As fast as you can imagine it, you can tune into worlds and realms and belief system territories where other beings live, not just your solo hyper or prophantasia reality around you, which you can do like that. When we're in these meat suits, we've got limitations on these abilities to imagine like this. When we're out of these meat suits, you can pop, 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 and you can channel surf the multiverse, right? We're free. We can do this, right? Okay. Wow, I got it said. Thank you for listening. And if you got to the end, let me know. It just feels good. Somebody watched the whole thing. Oh my gosh. All right. Thank you for watching. And Happy New Year. It's still early enough to say that. It's the January 4th, 2026. All right. Wow. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.